Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Earlier this week, we found out that Fallout 4 is working closely with Nvidia to bring their suite of Nvidia Gameworks features into Fallout 4, and I know that the community is largely divided on how they feel about this. I know that I'm constantly torn as to how I feel about this because on one hand, I'm a graphics whore and I like my games to look really nice, but on the other hand, I really don't like the whole lockdown aspect of Nvidia Gameworks and being specific to one team and the way that they go about it as well, because a lot of the things they features, like looking back at Witcher 3, for example, which had negative performance on AMD cards when you try to use things like the Nvidia Hairworks, because the way that they achieve their Hairworks is by using tessellation-based calculations, which heavily benefit Nvidia and their CUDA-core technology, while it doesn't really help out with AMD since they don't use CUDA cores. So they got a massive hit in performance, and as a result, most AMD users probably just wound up turning off Hairworks altogether. So now we got Fallout 4 coming out in a couple weeks, one of the biggest titles of this year, and now we found out Nvidia is making their way into this title as well, and it's definitely torn the community apart. You know, you've got even some Nvidia people like myself who aren't that thrilled about it because I know it's just going to tank, the frame rates for a lot of people out there. And also as a tester, someone that's going to be bringing, performance reviews to people and talking about how it's running on my hardware, I'm going to have to include Nvidia Gameworks into that discussion. But at the same rate, I kind of feel like it's unfair because if there's a specific technology that AMD can't even utilize, something like advanced physics they can't even turn on, that's not really fair to them. And also, especially if it's even something that they can use, but it's not optimized for AMD hardware, that's really a shitty situation as well. So it's kind of got me in the middle where I want my games to look good, but it's just a shitty situation to be in, and I'm kind of leaning towards the not liking Gameworks anymore. I know I've spoken out in the past saying, oh, I like Gameworks, it makes the games look good and all this stuff, but I've kind of, I think, matured a lot over the year, and I've sort of starting to drift over a little bit. Not necessarily drifting over completely to Team Red, but I'm kind of in the middle right now where I like a lot of the things that AMD is doing as far as, being on the side of the consumer, and I'm against the things that Nvidia is doing against the consumer, but at the same rate, I like G-Sync and I like my 980 Ti's, so it's really got me right in the middle, and I just wanted to get your feedback on it down below because, I don't think this Gameworks really helps out anyone at the end of the day. I mean, we've had massive performance issues with Gameworks in the past, even for Nvidia users alike, so, it's really just hitting everyone, not just AMD users anymore. It's affecting Nvidia people as well. I mean, it's sort of like at the joke up here on the screen, the FPS doesn't work. So the Nvidia frames don't work features. So, and like things like TXAA, I've never liked TXAA, by the way. I mean, I like some of the Nvidia features, God Rays, HBO Plus, I think those things look good, but like TXAA just makes everything blurry. It's just a more advanced form of FXAA, which wasn't really good to begin with, and I don't like TXAA either. There's a lot of Nvidia features that I'm not particularly a big fan of. I didn't think the enhanced rain in Arkham Knight made the game look any better. I just thought it dropped the performance a shit ton and wound up making the game look uglier. That's my opinion, though. That's subjective to me. I understand there's a lot of people that like look at the Nvidia Gameworks features and they're just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I need all of these features turned on. And I used to be that way, but I'm kind of starting to come around a little bit more. So let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. I'd love to get your guys' feedback as Nvidia or AMD users, how you feel about this. The Gameworks, being sort of wedged in there into one of our biggest titles this year that a lot of people are awaiting. And this screenshot, this image that someone did with the Nvidia Gameworks features being the more cinematic, making 24 FPS, just had me cracking up. I'm going to put a link to this image down below. Definitely share this thing out. I didn't make it, but it's absolutely hilarious. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, guys. Once again, let me know your thoughts down below. Would love to get your feedback on this, and I will catch you guys next time. Tara. And I'm going to be bringing you this video in 12 frames per second because it's more cinematic. That's the way they showed videos in like 1908, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't like on a... Maybe we should just go back to silent movies. I'll just go back to silent movies and I'll just sit here and like just kind of mouth and they'll put like text blurbs at the end of every sentence. The screen will come up black with what I just said. Back in like a Charlie Chaplin film, because hey, that was more cinematic back then. So why not adhere to that? Just kidding. I kid.